Hey everyone, this is Andrew at Plainview Farming. In today's video, we're going to be doing a pretty simple repair to the Farmall Cub. If you've been following the channel a few weeks ago, I brought this Farmall Cub home. Been trying to use it around the place a little bit, do a little mowing. Actually kind of been using it like an ATV or UTV, in all honesty. It's great for, doing chores and running down to check on livestock. But anyway, one of the things that happened after I got the deck kind of put back together and put back on it, a new belt put on, was the PTO lever started giving me some trouble whenever it come to getting the PTO engaged. It wouldn't stay engaged. It kept popping out, and then finally it quit working all together, which on these little tractors is actually a pretty simple little fix. There's not a whole lot to it, which is one of the things I love about these tractors. They're pretty easy to repair. So if you've got a Farmall Cub that, the PTO lever isn't doing what it should, well, then maybe this video will help you out. So first things first, I got the new part in the mail. I have not even opened it up yet to make sure it's what I actually need, but we'll do that right now. So it sure looks like this is the right one. I actually checked with my local parts supply folks, and they said that they couldn't order it. They showed that it was in their book, but for some reason they couldn't order it. So I had to get online and order this part, and it came fairly quickly. But what this is this is your lever or it's your, whatever you want to call it. There's actually a name for the part, which I can't remember at the present time, because the camera's rolling. So what this does is this actually slides the little collar up to engage the PTO. And then it comes through the case up here, which I'll show you in just a second, and the little lever handle pokes down through this. So this does look, like I said, exactly like what I need. So I've already taken the belt pulley off. All it takes to come loose is you just have to loosen up these 3 bolts on the front of it, and eventually it will allow enough movement. It'll get loose enough that you can just pull it right off the PTO. So we'll set that over there out of the way. So one of the first things we need to do is remove this little flange here that holds our PTO lever in place. We'll move this flange off of there, and then we will take the actual lever itself loose. We probably ought to put the right size socket on here. Set that over there out of the way. And then this lever is held in just by a piece of wire that's been stuck in here once upon a time. You just need to pull that loose. And we should be able to take everything off. So the lever comes out and has a spring on the bottom of it. And then this little collar right here comes off as well. So we'll just slip that off, and it's actually got a felt seal here somewhere. We'll make sure we don't lose that. It'll probably come loose whenever we pull the part out of the inside of the case here. So the next thing we're going to do is pull off the cover here for the PTO. And it's 9/16. Set all of our bolts down there where we hopefully don't lose them. So some of these bolts are shorter. It's a good idea to keep track of which ones are which as you take them out. Or at least that's the case on this little tractor. It's possible that somebody has changed these out. I don't know that these are all original IH bolts. Now you can pull the whole PTO unit out. You may need to get something to kind of pry just a little bit here. It should just come loose. And there you have it. This is your whole PTO unit. That's the collar I was talking about that has your selector. Let me find my new part. So if you see here how this works, this little knob sticks down inside this collar and it slides it back and forth to engage the drive down inside the case there. So for now, we'll set the PTO out of the way. And yes, I am one of the guys that puts on the little gloves. So it's kind of dark, difficult to see in there. I don't know, try to shine the light in there with the phone. Maybe that'll help a little bit. But that selector, this tractor is right in there, and the end of it is kind of chewed up a little bit. It's wore out. So like I said, we do need to put the new one in there. And you can see the oil level on the rear end. We'll have to check it, make sure it's not too low. This top opening, if you can make your hand small enough to fit in there, that's what I'm planning to do. But you can take this whole plate off here, but you do have to drain the gear oil out of the rear end. And actually, I'm wearing long sleeves this morning. The weather was cool enough that after being really hot, I was able to put on a long sleeve shirt. Okay, so this goes in. You have to push it in to the gear case. I just reach in there with my fingers and try to slowly pull it, make sure I don't lose anything. Oh, all right, I've got it loose. Try to carefully pull it out of there. Okay, so this is the old one. You can see here the end of this knob is kind of chewed up. Not exactly sure what happened there, but it wasn't good either way. So in this one, actually, it looks like somebody took a bolt once upon a time and modified it to fix it. So we're going to put a new one in there, and hopefully that'll take care of our problem. Okay, so the new one, we just go right back in with it. And try to very carefully put it back where it goes and not drop it. If we drop it, well, then we've got to drain the gear oil, take this back off, and try to hunt it. So hopefully I can hang on to this thing. So I'll try to explain what I got going on here. Currently I'm holding it between my ring finger and my middle finger, trying to feel my way around here. Uh-oh. I'm about to lose it. Try again. I'm going to switch hands this time. Oh, we're close. Yep. We made it through. Show you right here. And there we go. New selector, or PTO engagement lever, whatever you call it, is right there. My hand is almost too big to fit in here. So we just barely made it. I almost dropped it there once. So now, in order to put the PTO unit back in and get it all lined up like it's supposed to be, I need to take the gear oil fill plug out so I can kind of halfway see a little bit. Now whenever I shine the light in there, I don't know if you can see through there or not, but you can see the end of the lever. You can see that knob that needs to engage the collar. That's what we're going to be trying to get to line up. So wish me luck. And just in case you're wondering, I did reinsert the lever just so I don't lose parts here. Okay, so I ran into a bit of a problem, which was once I got the new part put in, it slid over too far to one side and basically allowed itself to become disengaged. So I came up with kind of a farmer fix here, which was got a washer, ground off one edge, so hopefully it'll fit in there like it's supposed to, and maybe that'll give us the space that we need to keep it, you know, from sliding over so far that it disengages. So we'll try this again now. So I've got two washers prepared, but we're going to just start with one. It was tricky before trying to get this thing in here right. Now having a washer on it makes it even worse. Alright, so I think it slid into place. Drop our lever back into place like it's supposed to go. Now see if we can put our PTO shaft back in there. All right, so, and one thing I've discovered here is the easiest thing to do is to lay the lever all the way forward and then try to line the collar up. Again, looking through this filler plug hole for the gear oil. Yeah, well, that's no good. Okay. All right. I think we got it that time. We don't have near the play in our lever that we did before. Looks like the single washer did the trick. Now we just need to get it all put back together. I think you should be able to see the collar sliding back and forth as I move this lever. So now, like I said, we just got to reassemble it all. So as I mentioned before, main thing is just make sure you get the right bolts in the right spot, being that we have a few that are different lengths. Don't forget to put the gear oil plug back in and our little guide plate thing. And of course, a little piece of wire. Probably best if I had a pin, but I don't. I just have this little piece of wire. I'll have to get us a pin at some point. Put in there like it's supposed to have. All right, now we will test it out, make sure it works like it's supposed to. Put the battery cable back on. Give her some juice. Choke. Probably should turn on the fuel. That might help. All right, now. Woohoo! There we go. It's spinning like it's supposed to. Shut her down. Now we'll put the belt and the pulley back on, or the pulley and the belt, however you want to say it, and then we'll test it out. Well, frustration is beginning to set in. Got the lever replaced and tested it out. I went in the house, had lunch, and came back out here this afternoon, started the tractor up, let it run, and it kept throwing the PTO out. So what I did was I kind of moved our little guide here for the PTO lever, and I pulled it back and let it come back as far as it would go. That way it could hold that collar forward on the inside there, and it still would throw out. It didn't want to stay in. So that leads me to believe that there's something else going on, which you know, I'm honestly not surprised. I'm guessing that it probably has something to do with the PTO shaft where it meets up there. There may be some, you know, worn spots. Maybe that the collar itself is worn. I'm not really sure, but either way, I guess I wouldn't say that I did all this for nothing. That's actually how you replace that part there, but hopefully if you're having this problem, you know, that takes care of yours. In my case, I'm gonna have to dig a little bit deeper. So anyway, there's not gonna be any video of me mowing with it now that I'm done. That being said, even though it didn't go the way that I wanted, I hope you found this video to be useful, and if not, at least enjoyable. As always, I appreciate you watching. See you next time.